So hello friends, in this video we are going to talk about the bond transfer within the PSU. So you might be probably working in some PSU and you have signed a certain amount of bond. That bond amount in some PSU is very huge, 2 lakh, 3 lakh, 4 lakh, 5 lakh, 6 lakh, up to that much huge amount of bond you have to sign. But within a few time you have realized that you want to get some other job or you want to switch job, and within a PSU means one PSU to another PSU. So what you have to do, you have to simply resign, you have to pay the full bond and you have to quit. You have to get a relieving letter and join another PSU. But what if I tell you that there is a provision within a PSU that you can transfer a bond from one PSU to another PSU. So in this video, we are going to talk about how can you transfer the bond, what are the procedures, and in which cases you can transfer, in which cases you can't transfer the bond. So let's start. So before moving ahead, I want to tell you one thing, that if you have not seen my last video about NOC within the PSU, then you must have to watch that video because that's a very important video. So I strongly recommend to go there and watch that previous video. After completing this video also you can watch that video. So let's start. In which case you can transfer the bond. So there are certain conditions to transfer the bond. First is, let's say if you are working in some PSU, let us take it as for example, you are working in NTPC, you have signed some 5 lakh bond and you want to try for the ISRO or IOCL, let's say IOCL, ONGC, ISRO, whatever it is, and you want to try. If you got selected, what will happen? When at the time of resignation of the NTPC, you have to pay the bond. But if you have taken no objection certificate at the time of interview of, let's say, IOCL, ONGC, ISRO, or whatever it is, you have taken a no objection certificate from your current organization. In that case, you are becoming eligible to apply for the bond transfer. I'm not saying in that case your bond will transfer. I'm just saying you become the eligible. But if you have not taken the NOC, if you have hidden your employment in the second interview, then forget about bond transferring your job. Even if you are getting a job and if you're just safely getting a job, that's also a big thing, right? Why I have already discussed in a previous video. So if you have taken the no objection certificate, then you are becoming eligible to apply for the bond transfer. That is first case. Another case is, if you have joined any organization and before the joining you have appeared for the interview of some other organization. I have seen such cases. In that case also you have become to apply for the bond transfer. In that case you don't require the NOC, right? Let's say if you give the interview in the ISRO, after joining ISRO, after giving the ISRO interview, you have joined IOCL or NTPC, right? So in that case you don't require the NOC for the ISRO. So in that case you become the eligible. Whenever if you got selected for the ISRO, you will become the eligible for the bond transfer in the NTPC and ISRO. That's the first foremost condition. If you have appeared before joining your before signing your bond, if you have appeared for some other organization, I'm talking about interview. I'm not just talking about only applying. So if you have appeared for the interview and the whole selection process has completed, just the result is pending or even result has declared, right? But you are joining some other organization when where there you have signed the bond. So in that case also you become the eligible to transfer the bond, either NOC or this case. In both cases you become the eligible to apply for the bond transfer. Now That's the first and foremost condition. If you satisfy this condition, now second condition is your present and your future organization both has to be agree. Let's say if you are working in NTPC and got selected in ISRO, NTPC has to agree the transfer bond to the ISRO, and ISRO has agreed to take that bond, right? Both organization, if they are agreeing, in that case your bond transfer can be possible. Now usually one thing I have seen, if both PSU have central government PSU or you have PSU to central government job, in that case you can transfer the bond, but central PSU to state PSU or state PSU to central PSU, in that case it is difficult, because I have not seen any literal case that they have done it like that. That depend on both organization. I can't say much about it, but within the central PSU I have seen people have transferred their bond from NTPC to IOCL or IOCL to ONGC or NTPC to ONGC, or from PSU to DRDO, ISRO, like that. So even I have seen one case that one person has transferred his bond from NTPC to ONGC, then later ONGC to ISRO. So in that case what happened, he appeared for the ONGC before joining the NTPC, so he already became eligible to apply for the bond transfer in NTPC, and he got selected in ONGC after joining NTPC, so he choose to transfer to the ONGC. He resigned from the NTPC, and his bond was transferred from NTPC to ONGC, and later he took NOC from ONGC to appear for the interview of the ISRO. Either that was the case, or maybe he appeared for the ISRO before joining the NTPC. I don't remember the case. In both cases, he was becoming eligible, because at the time of interview of the ISRO, even if he is a candidate of the ONGC or NTPC, he has to take an NOC. So if you are going through proper channel, by taking NOC, let it be any organization, whatever, first or second, third, whatever it is, if you are going with the proper channel, taking an NOC, in that case your bond transfer can be possible. Usually ISRO do accept. I have seen many people have transferred his bond from IOCL or NTPC to ISRO. Then DRDO also accept the bond. Then maybe you have to see, you have to ask at the time of selection and the time of the relieving that your present and our future organization is, if it is both agreeing, then you can resign and with the bond transfer, right? Then what is the procedure to transfer the bond? Let's say if you got selected in ISRO, you are currently working in NTPC, you appeared in ISRO by taking NOC from the NTPC or before joining the NTPC, then you are becoming eligible. Then after selection of the ISRO, you have to write mail to the ISRO that are you willing to accept the bond of the NTPC. If they will in a proper format, they will give the mail, they will send to the mail, yes, we are agree to accept the bond. Then they will transfer, they will also send some bond amount and whatever the duration and the amount, that will keep the same in ISRO also. Let's say if it is 3 years of bond of 5 lakh, you have served NTPC 1 year, 2 years is remaining, then 2 years you have to serve in ISRO. If you left ISRO before 2 years, you have to pay the bond to NTPC, not to the ISRO. ISRO is just taking a bond, taking the guarantee to NTPC that yes, we are accepting this bond amount of yours, right? So then you have to request to NTPC to transfer your bond to the ISRO. Then by joining ISRO, you have to sign another bond, that in that they will mention that remaining duration or whatever. There's some other formalities you have to do, right? In that case, you can transfer the bond and you can serve very happily in second organization. So that's all the scenario. I hope I have covered all the scenarios in which cases you can transfer the bond, in which cases you can't transfer the bond. Now, one thing you have to keep in mind that not all the PSU, not all central government PSU or all central government job, a central government organization do accept the bond transferring. Let's say BRC don't accept anyone's bond, and BRC also don't accept to transfer the BRC bond to another organization, right? Even BRC don't even allow you to appear for other interview during the bond period. So you can't even through proper channel by taking NOC, you can't even appear for some other interview. So by obviously you can't transfer the bond of BRC to some other organization, right? And BRC also don't accept some others bond to it, because they have their own bond amount and they are, you know, literally training you, and they're spending a lot of amount in training. So probably that might be the reason, or whatever it is. So you have to consider that not all the organization do accept bond to accept the bond, or not all the organization to accept to transfer their bond to some other organization, right? So if you got selected in some organization, then you have to confirm from the both side. If both party agrees, then only you can transfer the bond. So I hope this video help you how you can transfer the bond and clears all the doubts. So thank you so much for watching this video.